Well, the U.S. and China making a, quote, agreement in principle to a summit between President Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping in San Francisco next month after 3 days of meetings with China's foreign minister at the White House. But Beijing warned yesterday that the road to that meeting won't be, quote, smooth sailing. Of course they did. Let's bring in Gatestone Institute senior fellow and the author of The Coming Collapse of China and China is Going to War, Gordon Chang. Gordon, good morning. We have talked about this many times. We knew that all those U.S. officials going over to Beijing, one after the other, was to set up this meeting. Here it is. Your response.
I don't know why we're talking to China. I mean, we do not have a common interest with China that is killing Americans with fentanyl, stealing hundreds of billions of dollars of U.S. intellectual property each year, and sending saboteurs into our country. And even if you take something like climate change, our interests with China are diametrically opposed when it comes to climate change solutions. So we shouldn't be talking to China. We shouldn't be giving them one-word admonitions like don't. What we should be doing is imposing severe costs on what China has been doing over the course of decades. We've talked to them for more than 3 decades, and their behavior only gets worse.
Yeah, well, and, you know, certainly besides using the word don't over and over, Biden administration officials reportedly calling on Beijing to use its relationship with Iran to urge calm in the Middle East and prevent the Israel-Hamas war from expanding. So China has opposed attacks on civilians. They want a ceasefire, but they have not condemned Hamas, Gordon.
Yes, and this looks a lot like China's policy towards Russia and Ukraine. Where China is fully supporting Russia's war effort, and effectively China is supporting Hamas because of its economic ties with Iran, increased oil purchases that are fueling the Iranian regime. Chinese weapons are showing up in the hands of Iranian proxies, including Hamas, but especially the Houthi rebels, which last week joined the fight against Israel. So, you know, here again, we should not be asking China to get involved anymore. We should be trying to eliminate Chinese influence because that influence around the world is baneful.
Well, it certainly is, and I'm not sure. No one is not sure that we need to see them involved further in the conflict in the Middle East. But Florida Congressman Carlos Jimenez warned about China's growing ties to Cuba in regards to the southern border. Maria asked him about this on this program on Friday. Watch what he told her.
What is your reaction to these Chinese nationals coming into America, and now we find they're coming through Key Largo by boat?
I'm really concerned. Look, the Chinese have established a footprint, and a pretty big footprint, in Central and South America. They're establishing much greater ties with communist Cuba. They're building infrastructure projects 50 miles from here in the Bahamas. And so why were these, Chinese nationals trying to get into the United States? Again, why? What are they doing here? What is their purpose? They're all, military age men, or most of them are. Maybe some of them are here for economic reasons, but I'm sure some of them are here for more nefarious purposes.
Gordon, your reaction to that?
Well, now we have Chinese nationals coming in by Cuba, which is infiltrating them into the United States. And that's, of course, in addition to across our southern border. These potential saboteurs are probably going to link up with facilities such as that lab in Reedley, California, that the building inspector discovered over the spring, where there were at least 20 pathogens and almost 1,000 mice that have been genetically engineered to spread disease. So we are going to see unprecedented attacks against the United States from American soil. And the Biden administration is not tracking these individuals. Border Patrol knows that some of them are Chinese military, and yet they still come into our country. This is going to be much worse than 9/11.
Gordon, I have to get your reaction to some video that crossed over the weekend. I want you to watch this. This is California Governor Gavin Newsom playing basketball and knocking over a Chinese child on the court. He may be starting World War III with this, we don't know, but that's kind of the meme that's gone around on social media. But what did you make of this? I mean, first off, I do want to get your reaction to his visit, but was this as troubling to you as it was to many?
Yeah, this is extremely troubling. I mean, the least that we can say is that he didn't run over the kid with that Chinese electric EV that he tested out. which was even worse. What you have is the California governor proving that he has absolutely no business talking to China. He repeated Communist Party talking points on our relations with China just before the expected Biden-Xi meeting. He tested that Chinese EV, in other words, promoting Chinese EVs over American ones. And this video of him running into a kid is just inexplicable, his reactions. You know, this has been one disaster after another for the California governor.
Yeah, and the whole point of him going over there, let's be clear here, is politics. He's trying to set himself up as some, well, Biden 2.0. Liz Peek, jump in here.
Gordon, I am incensed that the United States constantly puts itself in the position of being supplicant to China, sending emissary after emissary to China only to be humiliated by their counterparts and by Xi. I'm worried that once again we are teeing President Biden to go over to meet with President Xi and ask for what? How can they turn the tables so that America becomes, acts like the dominant player that we are? Their economy is in trouble. They are not the world's superpower. We are the world's superpower. What is it going to take for this administration to start behaving that way? And could this bilateral meeting possibly open the door to a reset of our relationship? Because right now, I mean, it staggers me that China has wormed its way into the Middle East negotiations, acting as a peacemaker when they are anything but. What would you be telling Joe Biden to do when he meets with Xi in the upcoming meeting?
Well, you know, Xi Jinping has been committing genocide and crimes against humanity, and inviting him to American soil is hideous. You know, we should be implementing our obligations under the 1948 Genocide Convention and punishing China, as the term is in that convention. It's just indescribable to me that we would be asking him onto our soil. We need to take those severe costs on China. It is now at a very dangerous point. As you point out, Liz, their economy is failing, and their only reaction, their only path forward is actually to lash out at some country or in the United States.
All right, Gordon Chang, it's always good to see you, sir. Thank you very much.